Well, how's it going, everybody? Brought home a treasure the other day, or at least I thought it was a treasure. Um, I've got a Bolinder Munkel engine, and it's made in Sweden, I believe. Pretty sure that's what the literature said. But the dealership was out of New York. I don't know if you can see that. Bolinder Company. Yeah, 33. Looks like Rector Street, New York. So anyway, this feels, it's all full of heavy oil. Still, you can tell because it's like real thick. There's no rust in it. And, the injection pump, everything works good. It's got Bolinder written on the cylinder. Now, it's free, but it's got a wrist pin knock. Pretty sure that's wrist pin. But I got to take the head off to find out for sure. It could be stuff in here that's loose. So as you can see, there's motion there. So I'm really not sure. But, it may be all external drive stuff that's knocking, or it could be in here clunking. I'm not sure. I'm not going to run it until I pull the head off. But the guy said it would run. But being saltwater cooled, you can see the water pump has, just corroded away. So I got to have one of those cast. And I won't make any cores for the casting. I'll just make the outside and then machine from there. I can bore it out. Yeah, it's got the Staden torch with it. And, whoop. Guess that weren't screwed on. But it actually was, yeah, that's handy. Yeah. That end's tight. I'm going to have to frig with that to get it back in because I don't want to ruin it. Somebody apparently had put a new cup on it. But that's a good thing. So anyway, it's too bad they hadn't screwed that on. I wanted to pull it off. But anyway, yeah, so that's what it is. A little marine engine. 10 horsepower, and it was pretty decent. But this is the real sweet part of the deal. In the deal, I got all the owner's manuals, which are not down here. And I got a box full of, injector nozzle springs. This is all new. Grease cap. Exhaust manifold studs, I think they were. New Bakelite wheel that goes on the top. All brand new stuff. More, I think those are head studs. And injector plunger parts. Brand new set of rings. These are the hot tube, or the glow plug, I guess you'd call it, but they're heated with a torch. There's 2 of those in there, brand new. And that's one of the water pump parts, I assume. Injector tip nozzles. 3 of them in there, brand new. So there's all kinds of neat, brand new parts in here. I'm assuming this is water pump parts. That's what it looks like to me. Got a pair of those. So anyway, I think that the box of goodies is probably worth what I paid for it. Did have to pay for it, but it was reasonable. I didn't want to pay too much because I didn't know where it was saltwater cooled. You might take this head off and it might be junk. So anyway, I'll be back in a minute. We'll See what the water jacket looks like. So anyway, I got this thing off, and I dug it out as best I could. And I'll tell you, it don't look bad. It was all full of rust, which is all down there. You know, it's just crumbly rust. It was packed right full. So it almost don't look like the water jacket itself was salt water cooled, but it probably was. You know, and I'm not really sure what this little line here was for. That might be an oil line going into the cylinder right here, because that looks like a metering valve for adjustment. So anyway, that might be fun to frig with. But yeah, so anyway, I got the pump back in it from when I was frigging with it before. And this here was, you can hear it. So the pump does work, and pretty happy about that. And yeah, so it's Bolinder Munktel is the name of the company that had it. And I've got information up there that says that it got bought out maybe by Volvo in the 70s. And there was stuff that was shipped to Panama. Supposedly this engine went through the Galapagos Islands. And where else was there was several pieces of literature where they had corresponded for this engine, and the addresses were all over the world. So this engine's seen a lot of travel, in a sailboat, of course, so it didn't run all the time, but I'm sure it's got some hours on it. And anyway, since I got all the books with it, parts books, breakdown, and I've got several envelopes full of advertisements, you know, color advertisements for these things in the 50s, 40s, 50s. I don't know what dates they are. They've been looked at so many times that they're starting to fall apart. I'm going to see if I can scan them and put them on the internet. I don't really know how to do that. I'm not an internet guy. I do well to get these videos up, but I got relatives that are good at it, so I'll share that stuff with everybody. You know, I mean, I think this is a decompression, but it's locked up solid. You can see where they've had pliers on it or something. A lot of stuff needs attention, but anyway, yeah, we're going to start another little video series on this Bolinder, and hope you folks enjoy it. We'll talk to you later. Well, everybody, as you can see, the Bolinder is a little worse for wear as far as it was saltwater cooled. I think it's going to be all right, though. I think there's enough meat there so that it won't blow through. But as you can see, you know, this used to be probably 1/2 inch wide here, and it's back to 1/8 of an inch. So we'll stick a vacuum in there. Had a heck of a time getting the head off. It was rusted on the studs. But see what happens here. Well, I think you can see the water passages down in there. They're all plugged up. So the next thing I got to do, I'm not going to do it tonight, but this is another piece of the head. The head is 2-piece, and as you can see right there's another gasket. And by the looks of these studs, I would say that they're grown pretty much right around the stud. So these might take some torch work and a lot of finesse. I had to heat the top to get the top piece off. Matter of fact, I'll show it to you here if it ain't too hot. Now I'm guessing, yeah, well, I don't know, it's pretty hot. That's what the inside of it looks like. Let me get the light here. So basically all these ridges are where the fuel gets atomized and the injector goes into the top, and all those little rings there, this isn't water cooled on the top. So this is a hot spot in the head, and yet there's some water line goes in there, water line goes over there. So the actual injector, or the injector holder, is water cooled so you don't boil your fuel out. Yeah, so it's kind of neat. But in most of the slop, there is some in the wrist pin or whatever, but most of it is in the gear train in the back, because I could see the piston. And but you can't run it, even if it was tight as a cup, you can't run it until you get all these water passages taken care of. And I'm sure the inside of this is going to be just the same. This all has to come apart. Yeah, that's the problem with saltwater cooled stuff. And the guy told me it was saltwater cooled. I asked him if it was keel cooled or saltwater cooled, and he says, of course it's saltwater cooled. I guess in that vintage, you know, they didn't worry about it much. They just figured everything was expendable and ran it till it quit. But anyway, I'm going to do a few more videos on this while we're trying to get it going, and hope you enjoyed. It'll be under Bolinder engine rebuild, I guess, something similar to that. It'll be under Bolinder anyway, and you can follow along. There'll probably be 8 or 10 videos, hopefully. But anyway, if you like it, give me a thumbs up. If you got any questions, ask them. I might be able to answer them. And don't hesitate to subscribe if you like it. So anyway, yeah, we're going to quit for the night. It's almost getting dark out. So we'll call it a day. Talk to you later.